Hey friends, today we're looking at the fretboard diagram. We have a 24 fret 6 string guitar diagram in front of us here. You'll notice that you have your open strings, your low E, your A, your D, your G, your B, and your E. Most of you will know this just by tuning your guitar what these notes are, these open strings. If you look again on the 12th fret, you'll notice that those notes repeat each other again. That is called your octave. And if you do have 24 fret guitar, you'll notice that this happens again on the 24th fret. It's where the notes repeat. And that is because there are 12 notes in music and then they just repeat, okay? So if we went alphabetically, like our alphabet, we would have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. There's your 12 notes. Now, that's your musical alphabet. Because you're starting on a low E, your next note wouldn't be A, of course. It would be what's ever in the alphabet. So from E to F. And the reason that there's no E sharp is we don't have an E sharp in music, and we don't have what they call a B sharp. I'll explain the sharps and flats to you in a second here. So just for now, there's no B sharp and there's no E sharp, okay? So by using that knowledge, we can take any string, say we go to our D string, we have a D note, open D. The next note on that string on the first fret would be D sharp, okay? Because there's sharps after each one except E to F and B to C. That's all you have to remember. There's no E sharp and there's no B sharp. Okay, so you could just go alphabetically and find any note that way on any string. All you need to know is what the value of that open string is. So if you go to your second string here and you know it's a B note open, well, the first note of that fret would be a C because there is no B sharp. So you're going right from B to C. So 0 to 1 is just one, what we call a semitone. Okay, it's one fret, B to C. Now 2 frets open to the second fret is what we call a whole step or a whole tone. So that is a C sharp. You see how I jumped over. I went from open B to the second fret. So I skipped over C here. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at the musical alphabet so I can explain sharps and flats. The musical alphabet is similar to our alphabet with the exception of some added sharps. There's 5 of them, or 5 flats. Okay, and how this works is we would refer to this note being an A sharp if we were going up the scale. So if we were going from a lower note to a higher note, you would refer to this note as a sharp, A sharp. So if I said to you, the notes in this scale, or the notes in this melody are A sharp, C. It's because I'm going up the scale that I refer to this note as a sharp. If I was playing B, A sharp to A, which means I'm going down the scale or descending, I would refer to the A sharp as a B flat. Okay? So it's behind the B. So it's that note here is the same as a B flat as it is an A sharp. So hopefully that's not too confusing. That A sharp and B flat are the same note. It just depends on what direction you're going. Think of a tire. When a tire goes down, it goes flat. Okay? If you hear somebody referring to somebody singing sharp, that means they went high on that note. Okay, or flat, they ran out of air. Sometimes they'll go low on a note. Okay, and that's the musical alphabet. So next we have scales. The scale we're going to be looking at is the A minor scale and the C major scale. Okay, and the reason we're going with the A minor scale, as you can see, it's as easy as learning your ABCs. Okay, so the notes of the A minor scale are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, no sharps or flats in the A minor scale. Now the reason we call the A minor scale the relative minor of the C major is because they share the same exact notes. You'll notice that the notes are the same, but they're in different orders. So all we're going to do with the C major scale is we're going to start the scale on C, and we're going to go alphabetically. After C comes D, E, F, G, A, B. There's no sharps or flats, so we don't have to worry about those in this key, okay? So back up here to our A minor scale. It's pretty simple to remember. It's A, B, C, D, F, G. Okay, so when we look at the A minor scale, we want to build some shapes. Now you have a couple of different options when it comes to doing this. You can learn scale shapes and you're going to memorize the scale pattern, not necessarily memorize each note you're on at all times. Now you can go ahead that way and do that. Moving the root notes around to change the keys of those scales would be something you would want to do. Okay, so you can change the keys of these scales, but we're going to look at it a little differently. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to focus on A minor. We're going to focus on the notes A, B, C, D, F, G. Okay, we're going to now go back to our fretboard diagram and we're going to build some scale shapes that we could start using over backing tracks. Okay, so here we just have the natural notes on the fretboard. So in the key of A minor, we were looking at A, B, C, D, F, and G. So we'll go to our low E string here, and we'll go up to our 5th fret, and we have our A note. We can build our shapes pretty easy just by taking the A, B, C, D, F, G, A, building small little scale shapes here. Okay, so on 3 strings, our low E, our A, and our D string, we have 5th fret A, 7th fret is our B, 8th fret is our C, so we have 5, 7, 8. On the next string we have our D, E, and F, and that's 5, 7, 8 as well. And then on our D string we have 5 and 7. Okay, so basically we're going back to we're starting on A and ending on A, so we're playing 8 notes here. Okay, that's called your octave right here. All right, so we have 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7. You could take that. This is your notes of your A minor scale. Play that shape. Okay, if you want to change this to a different key, simply move the root note, this A note, slide it up 2 frets to the 7th fret to a B. It's like you're picking these notes all up and dropping them down here. Okay, so the shape is going to stay the same, but the notes obviously are going to be different. Now in the B minor scale, there's sharps, okay, or flats, whatever you'd like to call them. But in the A minor scale, there is no sharps or flats, so we don't have to worry about that. We can build all our shapes in this key and just move them to different keys. This is a lot easier for you guys to understand, okay? So if we want to take this and extend it a little bit, once we get comfortable with these 3 strings, we can keep moving on. So here we ended on an A note. So the next note here is a B. So we can have A, B, C, D. So this is 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. Okay, you see how we can do this? We can extend it out even further. Okay, we can stay here and go A, B, C, D, E, F, slide to G if you'd like, then continue on here, A, B, C, D, E, F, slide to G, A, B, and so on. Okay, that's how you can move up and down the neck by doing that as well. Okay, so it's really good to take a fretboard diagram, a piece of paper, some tab paper, and get in the habit of writing out your own scale shapes. These scale shapes are all over the internet. You can find them everywhere. But what I find, if you do this, you sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, like I say, a piece of tab paper, and start writing out some scale shapes in the key of A minor. Like over here, here's an example. You have an open A on this string, so you could start actually with the open A. Then you have 2nd fret, 3rd fret, you have your B, C. Okay? The next note you're looking for is a D. You have the option of sliding up to the 5th fret and catching that D, or you can hit the open D here on your D string. Okay? So, and then write them out. Write out all the different kinds of combinations that you can come up with. Then take your backing track, play to A minor, get used to playing in A minor, then try shifting everything to B minor, which basically all of the shapes that you learn will be moved ahead 2 frets. Okay, so start with that to help you start improvising around the fretboard in different keys. And I suggest you start with A minor for the simple reason that you're only going to be dealing with A, B, C, D, F, G, and no sharps or flats.